Hello everyone, it is I, Ray12, and as you can tell by the title, today we're going to be doing my Week 2 NFL predictions. Week 1 has flown by, and now Week 2 is here. Week 1 was I like to say that Week 1 was a weird week. It was pretty weird, and it was pretty sad for me as a Chiefs fan. We'll get to that in a second here. But right now, as you can see, these are the Week 1 winners, and I went 11-5 last week, which is pretty good. I say that's pretty good. I only got 5 games wrong, so it was a good week for me. And I like to say, those of you who are wondering where the Fall Guys video is, look, just bear with me here for a second. I haven't had a good time to record it because it's a full-fledged gameplay, and I don't know when I will record it, but it will come eventually. It will. It will be here eventually, okay? And right now I'm recording this on Wednesday, so this video you might see on Friday or Saturday, but I did record it Wednesday, so I'm not cheating with the Eagles and Vikings game, not the Falcons. And yeah, I would like to say thank you for watching my Garu edit. That took like 8 days, and it's going pretty well right now. It's like 320 plus views, and it's only going up. And for those of you who like my Smash Bros. Content, I like making that. I have a lot of fun making those Smash Bros. Videos, and there will be more to come in the future. So with all that said, let's jump right into my Week 2 picks. Let's go! Let's go! And here we got the first game of Week 2. It's the Thursday night primetime game. It's the Vikings heading into the Philadelphia Eagles. And I want to say, I was wrong in the Vikings. I was right in the Eagles, but I was wrong and right in the same ways. Different ways. The Vikings, they lost. They just straight up blew it against Tampa. I don't know how they did that. Pretty disappointing as well. The Eagles, I thought they were going to win by much bigger than against the Pats, but they didn't, and I should have saw that because it's a trap game at Foxborough. I should have saw that. But for this game, I got the Eagles winning. I think they're going to do it pretty easily. I don't think the Vikings are that good. They just lost to the Bucs, and I don't know how they did that. I think the Eagles are going to squash them just like they did last year on primetime. I don't really got a score for this game, but yeah, I think the Eagles are going to be winning it. Heading over to Sunday's game at 1 o'clock, you got the Ravens heading into Cincinnati, and the Ravens, I would say, were pretty disappointing against the Texans. I know they won, by a fair amount of points, but Lamar just didn't look good, man. He's lucky he was playing the Texans. And the Bengals, I knew they were going to lose. I picked the Browns to win that, and if you didn't see me do that, how about you go and watch that, even though the week is already over? You still can, though. It would be pretty nice. But the Bengals got squashed. Joe Burrow had under 100 passing yards, and it was not a good day at all for the Bengals. So I think this game is going to be a little bit messy. So who did I got winning? I'm going to say I got the Bengals bouncing back and winning against the Ravens. I think the Bengals always, if you look at it, Browns are 6-1 against the Bengals the last 7 times they've met. I think the Bengals just always do bad against the Browns, so it's not nothing different than what we've seen. Next 1 o'clock game on Sunday, you got Seattle heading into the Lions. In Seattle, what happened? The Rams? They let the Rams drop 30 points on them and beat them at home. This was insane. I did not expect this at all. I thought the Rams were a snooze fest and Seattle was just going to win. The Rams had 2 receivers over 100 yards, and both of them, I didn't even know who they were at all. And that's just all there is for Seattle. I'm really skeptical about them now letting the Rams blow them out at home, really. And then you get to the Lions and how they did about our game. So, look, I'm going to get more into it when I cover the Chiefs game, but I think the Lions weren't as good as I expected them to, but they still won. They're still 1-0. So I do have the Lions winning this game because I trust them way more than Seattle. But this game was really good last year. I don't know if it's going to be the same caliber of game as it was last year, but I do have the Lions pulling this one away and starting 2-0 for like the first time forever. I don't know the last time they started 2-0. Moving on, you got the Colts heading into Texas to face the Houston Texans, and the Colts kind of put up a good game against Jacksonville. They lost by 10, but it was better than I expected. Their defense played worse than I expected. I thought it was going to be a low, close game, but it was, 31-21. That's pretty high scoring. The Colts, I think, did look better than the Texans, though, and Anthony Richardson actually played a pretty decent game. So for this one, I am giving it to the Colts. I feel safe picking them here. It is rookie quarterback versus rookie quarterback, but I do think the Colts are going to pull this one away. Ooh, I get to talk about the Bears. Bears, what did I tell you? What did I say? The Green Bay Packers own you. Own you. Justin Fields didn't look that good. You guys look pretty bad on defense. Justin Fields threw a pick six. It wasn't a good game for the Bears. I watched the whole thing. And the Packers still own you. It wasn't just Aaron Rodgers. We'll get to him in a second. Moving on to the Bucs now. They had an upset game against the Vikings when the Vikings were at home, and they played decently, and I'm surprised they won. So for this game, I do have the Bucs winning. I think the Bears are trash right now. They don't know what's going on. The Bucs had an upset win. I guess the Bucs are starting 2-0. I would not have guessed that, but here we go. Okay. So let's talk about the Chiefs real quick. Thursday was really bad. Receivers couldn't catch. Kadarius Toney especially, he caused that pick six and also dropped a field goal setting up game winning, whatever you want to say. He dropped a pass to set up a field goal to win the game, and it just really sucked. Our receivers could not catch. It was the most drops by receivers in Patrick Mahomes' career. Without Travis Kelce, we didn't really do anything. We only put up 20, but the reason I say the Lions weren't that impressive, they only scored 14 points on offense. So the Chiefs' defense was actually pretty good, really good that game, but the offense could not get going. I think Patrick Mahomes did what he could on that team right there, but it wasn't enough. When you got pull up the picture, look at this. This was a pick six. Look at that. It also doesn't help that our coaching sucks in that game. If you really go back and look at it, we had a second and two, third and two, a second and one, and that turned into a third and two. And on all those plays, we did try to do some pass or some trickery instead of just running it and getting the first down. It's second and one. On second and one, if you run it, you can get third and one or third inches, and you just do it again. And it's Pacheco. Pacheco's one of the hardest runners right now. He's not getting stuffed up for 1 yard. That's why I just think it was just a total bad game, and it just wasn't good. So moving on to the Jags now, they played a really good game. I watched most of it. I saw Calvin Ridley had to catch a touchdown. Calvin Ridley caught 9 passes for 100 yards and a touchdown. Really good game by him. I also have him in fantasy, so that really helped me out. Oh, and by the way, I won in both of my leagues. Let's go! But anyways, Jags put on a good game, but the Chiefs should have Travis Kelce back, and we just signed Chris Jones. So I think we are going to beat the Jags when the Jags are at home. And also the Chiefs, we don't really lose to the Jags that often. I don't think we're going to change that here. I got the Chiefs winning. Please bring this win. Please. We cannot start 0-2. If your team starts 0-2, you just feel like the world just ended, right? I don't really know. Moving on, you got the next 1 o'clock game, Packers at the Falcons, and I'm just going to be blunt here. I think the Packers are winning this. I'm pretty big on the Packers after what I just saw them do to the Bears and still own them. The Falcons, they look actually good against Carolina. Granted, it was Carolina, but the Packers put on a show. Jordan Love is not scared to sling that thing. He had 3 passing touchdowns. I think the Packers are going to just do good. They're going to walk into Atlanta, and they're going to start 2-0. And you know what? Maybe I'll give you a score for this one. Nah. Moving on to Raiders versus Bills. And Raiders, we'll talk about them first before we get to the Bills. Oh, God. So the Raiders played a decent enough game to win against the Broncos. I did think they were going to win, but by 1, kind of close. They barely squeezed out the win. I think I said they were going to squeeze out the win, but they really squeezed out the win. Jacoby Myers with 2 touchdowns is pretty awesome. I didn't think he would outplay Devontae Adams, but, that's not going to last for the whole season. But, yeah, the Raiders won. I was right in that prediction. So, what's up, Buffalo? What happened? No, I'm just kidding. But actually, Josh Allen, what happened? I thought you guys were going to lose, and you did. But when Aaron Rodgers went out, I thought you guys were going to win pretty easily. And you probably should have if your offense would have played. Oh, wait. Hold up. By offense, I mean Josh Allen if he would have played. Because Josh Allen, if you didn't know, threw this pick. Oh, and he threw this pick. Oh, and he threw this pick. And he fumbled it. So seen by these 4 turnovers by Allen, I don't think you can expect to win a game. I think Allen played a really bad game. I mean, come on, 4 turnovers. Like, he's still a turnover machine, really. I think the Bills' offense cost them that game. I mean, the Jets... I mean, I know the Jets put up 22, but that was in overtime. They only went to overtime with 16 points. Like, really, wow. The Jets' defense won them that game, but we'll get to the Jets and Aaron Rodgers when we get to them. But yeah, enough about the Bills and the Raiders. I think the Bills are going to bounce back and win this game. I don't see them losing to the Raiders. I think they can outplay them, and, I mean, come on. I think Josh Allen's going to have a bounce back game. By bounce back, I mean not turning over the ball 4 times. That's what I mean by bounce back. I don't think the Raiders have the firepower to keep up with the Bills, and that's mostly why I'm picking them. So yeah, Bills win kind of easily. Then you got the Chargers versus the Titans. I was wrong in the Chargers this week. I was right in the Titans losing. So both teams are 0-1, looking to get the first win. I got the Chargers winning because I simply think they have way more firepower than the Titans. I mean, the Titans, they even score a touchdown against the Saints. They looked pretty, mediocre against them. The Chargers, however, played a really good game and lost because of their defense. I mean, the Titans are going to score on the Chargers, a couple times, bunch of times. Who knows, because their defense sucks. And they're ran by Brandon Staley. Oh, Stanley, I meant, or rather Fricks, his last name is. So I get the Chargers winning this because I don't think Titans' offense is going to keep up. It's going to be a closer game than what people expect, but I do got the Chargers winning this. Niners-Rams. Okay, here we go. So Niners win. I'm just going to cut it close. That's all I got to say. Both teams looked pretty good, but the Niners just looked unstoppable against the Steelers. And the Rams, I don't know what's going on over there. Was that a fluke game? Was it just are you going to go back to normal? I don't know what's going on, how they won against Seattle. But the Niners, I was wrong on both of these teams' predictions. The Niners won. They blew out the Steelers. Should have kept to my Niners pick that I had all week. But then I got convinced the Steelers were going to win, so I picked them instead. But Niners win this game pretty easily. I mean, if you looked at it, they won 8 times in a row against the Rams in the regular season. And they're going to advance it to 9 by winning probably by 17 points. Moving on, you got the 405 game of 2 of the most embarrassing teams in the league right now. Giants, come here. Yeah, I'm talking to you, Giants. Come here. What the hell happened on Sunday? I watched the half. I watched the first half and I was done with that game because you guys sucked ass, man. You guys were terrible. 40-0 at home, Sunday night opener. You kidding me? You lost 40-0. It wasn't even like you guys put up points or kept it close. 40-0. You guys were a joke that game. Such a joke. And if you don't win against the fucking Cardinals, you're done. You lose to the Cardinals and you got blown out at home in the first week of the season on Sunday night? No, there's no coming back. You're going to get made fun of all year for that. I don't really care about the Cardinals. They suck, and they shouldn't win this game. And that's why the Giants are going to win this game, because they have to. Now you got the 425 game of the week. You can tell it's the 425 game of the week because you got Tony Romo covering it. And it's Jets versus Cowboys. So I will talk about the Jets for a second here. As much as people don't like Aaron Rodgers, I'm pretty sad to see him go out for the season. You never want to see a guy get hurt, especially when they finally got the trade they wanted. They're on a new team, and the team was supposed to be Super Bowl. Some people were saying Super Bowl contenders, so it's really sad to see Aaron Rodgers go, and the Jets kind of turn back to how they were last year. I mean, I know they're not the exact same as they were last year, but without Aaron Rodgers, it really starts to feel like that. I hate to see Aaron Rodgers out. That's just the overall review of it. No one on the Jets, no one Jets fan likes to see it. They're seeing their season crumble right now. I really do like Garrett Wilson. He had an amazing touchdown that basically won the Jets the game on Monday night. It does suck as well because I have Garrett Wilson in my fantasy, and he's not going to be doing as good. But hey, this week I have 2 leagues, and I won in both of them. So, yeah, super sad with Aaron Rodgers' injury, but good win by the Jets, pulling it through with Zach Wilson. Good win. And the Cowboys, oh my God. Just like I talked about with the Giants in the last pick, they blew the Giants out. Holy crap. They had... God, it was just a massacre the entire time. It was 16-0 at the end of the first quarter. It was terrible for the Giants. They had a block field goal touchdown. They had 2 defensive touchdowns, block kicks. They had like 7 sacks. It was just, the defense was insane. And that's why the Jets versus Cowboys, they have probably the 2 best defenses in the league right now, I would say. After seeing week 1, they have 2 best defenses. So I think it's going to be kind of a low-scoring game. But I do have the Cowboys winning this because I think their defense is going to play better against Zach Wilson. And Zach Wilson is going to get torn up by Micah Parsons. It should be a pretty close game, but I do have the Cowboys winning. Commanders, Broncos. Here we... Sorry, I just fell asleep reading this. I don't know why the Commanders to me are boring, but against the Broncos, I'm not that interested in this game at all. Who did I got winning? Let's go with the Broncos. I think the Broncos are their defense is gonna give the Commanders a tough time pushing the ball downfield. And Jerry Jeudy's back, and they probably would have won against the Raiders if Jerry Jeudy was there. But I do have the Broncos winning. I really don't care about this game. I couldn't give less of a fuck. Sunday Night Football. Let's get it. Let's get it. Dolphins at Patriots. So the Dolphins were crazy. They probably the most impressive offensive day out of any team. It was insane. Tyreek Hill and Tua looked like the best duo in the entire league right now. Hill had like 200 plus yards for 2 touchdowns. He was absolutely a monster against the Chargers. But they're not facing the Chargers. They're facing the Pats, who have a way better defense than the Chargers. They have a better scheme, better coach, better everything, right? So I don't think Tua and Hill are going to have that same type of connection, but it's still going to be a big connection. This could be a closer game, but I'm not sure. But I still have the Dolphins winning just based on how impressive they were last week. And the Patriots weren't that bad either. They did hold their own against the Eagles, and honestly, they probably definitely could have won that game. But I still have the Dolphins winning. Now on to one of the Monday night games. Not really sure why they got 2. Well, actually, I know why they have 2. So the first one is Saints at Panthers, and I got the Saints winning. I think they're more impressive than the Panthers last week, and I think they're going to put up more points. And the Panthers are still getting used to their new team. So I got the Saints winning this one. Got the Saints. Yeah. I got the Saints winning this one. And to end off week 2 of the NFL, you got the Browns and Steelers. So this game is probably the hardest one to predict. Both teams, I don't know. I just feel like the Browns... They did good, yes, don't get me wrong, but they always do good against the Bengals, so I don't know. And the Steelers had one of the worst games I've ever seen them play, but I do have the Steelers winning again, and if they lose again, I can't trust them anymore, but I'm trusting them again. I think Mike Tomlin's going to come back, beat the Browns, and Deshaun Watson, he's going to have a bad game against the Steelers. Nick Chubb, though, is going to do Nick Chubb things and run for like 120, maybe a touchdown or so, but yeah. I think the Steelers take this one. Low-scoring game for sure. Low-scoring because these two teams don't have the most high-powered offense. And Steelers are winning Monday Night Football, and that's going to end Week 2. So that's going to be it for my Week 2 NFL predictions. Tell me what you think in the comments. What are your picks? What's going to be the best game? Let me know. And I will say that I could go 1-15 this week. I don't care. I just need my Chiefs to win. We need to just start off 1-1. There's no way we can start off 0-2. We have a winnable matchup. We should be able to do it. I'm going to use this as a friendly reminder to subscribe, like, hit all that stuff. Shameless plug. You already know how it is. And you know what? Do it right now. That's right. Come on. Let's go. I'm waiting. Click that sub button. Oh, what were we talking about? What were we talking about? Okay. That's just going to be the end of the video. I'm going to edit this, and hopefully you get it out by like Saturday or something. But yeah, this was recorded Wednesday, so I'm making this Eagles pick before the Thursday game tomorrow. So yeah, see you guys in the next one. This has been my Week 2 NFL picks.